What's going on? What's going on, everyone? I am Ree King back again with episode number 2. This week, what we're going to be talking about is skipping steps will cause you to miss your purpose. Skipping steps will cause you to miss your purpose. That's right. So last week, we were talking about getting started, walking that new path as a beginner, and it's okay to be a beginner. We all have to begin somewhere in whatever career or whatever journey, whatever path we decide to go on. We all are beginners. But on this road as a beginner, there are going to be times where you're going to want to skip steps. There are going to be times where you feel you are Mr. or Mrs. Know It All, and sometimes that will get us in trouble. It will get us in trouble because when we skip steps, we miss valuable information and knowledge in that moment. So when you start something new, say for instance, you want to start a podcast, right? We're on this podcast, we're talking right now. You and I are talking. We're talking. And you want to start a podcast. You want to start script writing. You want to write a song. You want to start crocheting. And you decide to go and do it yourself, right? Some of us are lucky to do it ourselves, but some of us have to take courses. We have to take classes. We have to look on YouTube University to learn how to do something new. And it's okay to do those things. But try not to miss those steps of forgetting about why you started. Every time you feel like you want to skip a step, you want to ignore a step, don't want to go through a step, go back to the reason why. Why did you start in the first place? Why did you go on this journey of self-discovery? Why did you go on this journey to start a podcast? Why did you go on this journey to start writing songs? So when you put yourself in that why position, or why you're doing something, why you're beginning something, why you're starting over, it will help you stay on track. It will help you gain the wisdom, the experience to help someone else. So when we decide to skip those steps on this path and on this journey of shedding the limited beliefs, the self-sabotaging, the doubt, the hate for ourselves, the things that we do, the things that makes us, once we stop doing that and start accepting who we are, then we can fully become and be, not become, but be who it is that we need to be. And when we take our time to dissect, learn, and be in the present moment, be in the present moment of this journey of being a beginner, of starting something new, we will not only learn a lot about ourselves, we will learn a lot about what it is that we are doing to be able to help someone else. Now, on this path and on this journey, we're going to have hurdles, obstacles. We're going to have disappointments. And that's when we need to let go of those expectations of how things should be, how things should go. You know, it sound like, wait a minute, didn't you just say don't skip any steps? Correct. But I also said don't expect things to go a certain way all the time. Sometimes things can start off really, really smooth. So smooth where it's like, whoa. You don't feel no pressure. You're not even sweating. You just on the ride of like, wow, things are going great. Then the next thing you know, that bump in the road, that pothole, it slows us down. It slows us down because there's something very important in that moment. There's an opportunity for us to learn. There's an opportunity for us to learn about ourselves, to learn about the situation, to actually look at the bigger picture, and to assess to see if we are on the right track. But if we get to that pothole, that bump in the road, those hurdles that are so close together, you keep hitting them, they knocking down, they knocking down. When you get to that moment, take a beat, sit back, close your eyes, and just take in a deep breath. And release. Do that several times to allow yourself to be in the present moment, to allow you to gain what it is that you need to gain in that present moment. Because if we suppress or we forget or we ignore those hurdles, those stop signs, those potholes, when we ignore them, suppress them, we cause this friction in our lives that we sometimes call chaos. Sometimes we call it down on my luck. Whatever it is that you call that moment, that's that time that for you to take in that breath and allow yourself and to get in that present moment, to ground yourself in that present moment, to know that everything is going to be okay. And to listen to your intuition, to allow you to either move forward, be still, to be able to get clarity of what has just transpired. Sometimes it will happen right away. Sometimes it will happen the next day. And for some of us, it may take a week, it may take a month. But allow yourself to be in the present moment, to be able to see what it is that you need to see. Because if we suppress, we ignore, we push away, that is called skipping a step. And that will cause us to miss our purpose. Because while we're on this journey, we're going to find what our purpose is. Some of us are searching high and low to find that purpose. Some of us are looking outside of ourselves to find that purpose. But the purpose is within you. It's in you. The purpose is in you. That's why it's very, very vital that you not skip steps when it comes to your growth, when it comes to your teachings, when it comes to you being disciplined, when it comes to you learning something new. Allow yourself to make those mistakes. Allow yourself to take notes from those mistakes, to know what to do, what not to do. And to go back to the breathing technique, that practice, which most of us know is a very simple technique to use. It's meditation, it's mindfulness, it's stillness, it's being in the present moment. It's helping you get grounded. It's just to take in that deep breath and then release the tension, release the stagnant energy, release the friction, release those negative thoughts, those negative emotions, the anxiety, the depression that wants to creep in and take over. I have a story I would like to share with everyone. And the story is about me skipping steps. It's about me skipping steps and trying to push through the chaos that I created. The chaos that I created. As you know, I'm a music artist, I'm a music producer, I'm a songwriter. And I was trying to create this song. I had the ideal in my head. It was so spot on. It was like right there. And it was like, okay, let me create this song that I have in my head. So this was about almost 10 years ago. Well, actually, no, it's been about 10 years, a little over 10 years when I first got my studio equipment. You know, I always said that anybody that can create beats, sound design, anyone that can compose had to be very great in math. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. And I was on this music journey of trying to create music for myself by myself. And as I'm on this journey trying to learn this equipment, learn how to record, learn how to create beats, I didn't read the manual. I just went in and started messing with the buttons. And every time I did that, the song that I had in my head sounded trash. Didn't know how to use a reverb, did not know how to use a compressor. I did not know how to use a EQ properly, especially coming from, you know, from the 90s to now. You know, a lot of things we had to physically do in the studio, you know, reel to reel, mixing board. Now it's easy to go on a computer, everything is on your computer, right? As I'm trying to learn my equipment, and like I said, I didn't read the manual. I went on YouTube University and found a few people who was talking about the same studio that I had. So I would look at a 20-minute video, but only look at the first part of it. It was like, okay, I can go and I got it now, but never finish the video to see what else happened, right? And every time I did that, I was missing steps. The song wasn't coming out right. I gave up. I was procrastinating because I kept saying, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. Until I had to stop what I'm doing, take that breath, and be patient with myself. And be patient with the process. Because some processes that we go through in life may take longer than we want it to. Some process in life takes snap of a finger. It's done. It's finished. We went through it. As I went through that process over 10 years ago to now, I know when I get into these rooms of like-minded individuals, I tell myself I'm going to be the student. Whatever it is that I know, I'm going to hold on to it until it's my time to showcase that knowledge, to demonstrate that knowledge, to give that knowledge. And I'm going to be a student to listen to the instructor, the teacher, the person that is conducting that group or that webinar, that Zoom call, and allow myself to be present. Allow myself to be present and be that student in that moment to learn what this person have. They may have some good nuggets, some very good nuggets that have helped me with my production. Because over 10 years ago, I would skip steps. Classes, I wouldn't finish the classes. I wouldn't finish the courses. That's me skipping steps, thinking I can do it all by myself until I decided to say, hey, I need to work with other people. I need to collaborate with other people. I need to learn from other individuals to allow my knowledge, my experience, my passion to be able to use it at the right time. So when we skip those steps, when we suppress those steps, ignore those steps, push them to the side, keep this in mind. When you're doing that, you're missing vital information in that moment. Vital information in that moment where you miss these steps and it causes this chaos, and now you have a headache, stomach might be hurting, the anxiousness is coming in, and you feel like giving up, or you may feel like starting something new. Give yourself a chance to go through the process. Give yourself a chance to make those mistakes. Give yourself that chance to learn about you. Give yourself that chance to learn about the next steps, the next clarity moment to help you get to your purpose. Allow yourself that chance to show yourself the gifts, the energy, the power within you to show up. We can't do that if we skip those steps. We can't do that if we suppress. We can't do that if we push things to the side. So I hope you have a journal. Hope you have a notebook. Should have mentioned that in the beginning, but it's okay. You can always come back to this episode and take notes of things that come to mind. I created this podcast because I want to help others who are like me, who hold themselves back. It's no one else, it's just them. And that's what I was doing. I was skipping steps. I was holding myself back. I was doubting myself. I was doubting others who wanted to help me. But I had to get over my own fear of self. A lot of us know how powerful we are. A lot of us know that we have a lot of knowledge, wisdom, experience to help someone else. But we're afraid that someone may judge us. Someone may doubt us, ourselves. But think about it. No one knows what you do. No one knows what you create. No one knows anything because you haven't showed anyone. You haven't told anyone. You haven't shared it with the world. You haven't shared it with the world. So it's one of those things where I have to tell myself every day, I'm not perfect. I enjoy my imperfect little things about me. Let me take that back. I enjoy the imperfect big things about me. the beautiful things about me. Let's say that. The beautiful things about me. I love the beautiful things about me. Say it with me. Let's say it together. I love the beautiful things about me. Let's say it one more time. I love the beautiful things about me. Affirm that. Affirm that every single day. Affirm it every single day, even if you're on top of the mountain. You're talking to 50 to 100, thousands of people. Affirm that to yourself every day. When you get up in the morning, affirm it. In the afternoon, affirm it. Before you go to bed, affirm it. I love the beautiful things about me. So I just wanted to talk about skipping steps will cause you to miss your purpose. Think about some times that you skip some steps. Did it cause chaos? Did it cause restriction? Did it cause confusion? And if it did, write it down. Write it down and tell yourself, I'm going to do better right now. I am going to do better right now because I love the beautiful things about myself. So make sure you affirm that, all right? Make sure you affirm it every single day, at least 3 times a day. It's very powerful energy in the number 3. Very powerful energy. Morning, noon, evening. Say that say that and affirm that to yourself. Okay? I love the beautiful things about me. So make sure you affirm that to yourself every single day. At least 3 times. Yeah, I know I repeated myself, but at least 3 times. Down below in the comments, definitely let me know how you like this episode. What are other things you would like for me to discuss? Definitely let me know. If you would like to share your moment in the comments below, definitely share. If you don't, it's okay. But if you feel that you want to share, please share in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your family, share with your friends, your coworkers, your loved ones. Definitely share the channel, share the show. And I just want to say gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for allowing me to speak my experiences with you, share my experiences, and share the things that help me get through these things. And I just want to say gratitude, gratitude, gratitude again. And I will see you all on the next episode.